Good morning, everybody. It's me, David here. Welcome to DMS 3005 here today on August 17th, 2023. And today I am one of the rare times filling in for Mr. Brian Martin here this morning because doing some other projects in Princeton and also getting ready to go to college. Um, Hope everybody's having a good Thursday morning, and today is going to be a good show because yeah, me are going to be having another interview. The last one was with Aaron Perry. And now we are going to be interviewing Teresa Canio. Yes, she'll be on the show at the top of the hour that we taped last night. So, without further ado, let's get started by going over the current um, headlines because our show for today, um, let me, we're going what day is today, what headlines, sports, and other important information are out there that might be standings, and of course the interview with Jason DeCanio. So, um, let's get started here, shall we? Uh, Plant Money's summer school is a crash course in economics for your ears. See the group events of economic, uh, and you'll start feel less overwhelmed when making financial decisions. Uh, Very interesting. Um, okay. Uh, COVID nearly sunk the cruise industry. Now it's trying to make a comeback. The CDC says that the new Omicron variant called 18.5 is causing the summer wave for COVID cases. Well, yeah, COVID is nowhere near the threat as it was 3 years ago at the beginning of the pandemic. And that might be one of the reasons that people are closing again on the big sips following the COVID 19 decline. Uh, so there's some news right there about that. So if you want to start cruising again this summer, feel free to, or whenever the type of year you want to do it, go back to cruising. New York Times considers legal action against OpenAI as copyright tensions swirl. Um, the New York Times and OpenAI could end up in court. Lawyers for the newspapers are exploring whether to sue OpenAI to protect the intellectual property rights associated with the reporting, according to people with direct knowledge of the discussions. For weeks, the Times and the maker of ChatGPT have been locked in tense negotiations over reaching a license deal with OpenAI would pay the Times for incorporating the stories to teach companies AI tools. But the discussions have become so contentious that the paper is now considering legal action. Very interesting, huh? The individuals who confirmed the potential lawsuit request and the monthly immunity because they were not authorized to speak publicly about the matter. Um, a lawsuit from the Times against OpenAI was set up that what could be the most high-profile legal tussle yet over copyright protection in the age of uh, uh, generative AI. A top concern for the Times is that ChatGPT is, in a sense, becoming a direct with the paper by creating text that answers questions based on the original reporting writer and writing of the paper's staff. It's a fear heightened by tech companies using generative AI tools in search uh, energy geeks. Microsoft, which has invested billions into OpenAI, is now powering a big search engine with ChatGPT. If someone searches online, they are served a paragraph one answer from an AI tool that fastens reporting, the times, the need to visit the publisher's website is greatly diminished. Single person following in the talks. So I'm not going to read the rest of the article, but if you want to check that out, go to npr.org and see the rest of the article there. Okay, let me see what else is out there. Let me see. Okay, here's one. People are freaking out over a question mark seen in space, scientists can't explain. The James Webb Space Telescope recently captured a stunning new image of what scientists call a pair of activity-forming stars. But eagle-eyed viewers were quick to seize on an even thinner and to some more intriguing detail at the bottom of the frame. An orange or information in the unspeakable shape of a question mark, tail and top, tail and all. The photo, which is usually a compass of a half dozen fared images went viral on social media sites like X, formerly Twitter, and Reddit after the European Space Agency. One of these agencies behind the telescope shared it late last month, prompting the ESA to clarify weeks later that it's not a hoax. The aliens known we found, and now they're just messing with us. One Reddit user quote. Oh, jeez. The photo shows a tightly bound pair of young stars known as Herbig Haro 46-47, surrounded by disk of gas and dust, dotted by the distant galaxies and stars in the background. So, very cool, huh? All right, we got 5 minutes left up to the second here. And try to find one. Sorry, this my nose. Trying to find one more article. And okay. All right. Here's one more article for you all. New York officials are trying to stop the deadly social media trend of subway suffering. Officials in New York City are trying to put a stop to people climbing aboard the roof of subway cars, also known as subway suffering. Oh my god. Amid a rise in accidental deaths, they've repeatedly asked social media companies to take down videos of the stunts to discourage future incidents. New York Police Department Chief of Chancellor Michael Kemper noted noted the rise in deaths during a public safety briefing last month. He said 14 died in the first 6 months of 2023, with two more seriously injured. By comparison, there were five suspected subway surfing activity between 20 activity between 2018 and 2022, according to um, Metropolitan Transportation Authority MTA spokesperson Michael Cortez. Kemper also said there has been dozens of operations, over 70 arrests involving subway suffering this year. New York uh, Department direct officers NYPD have also gone door to door and to speak with the parents and guardians of identified subway surfers in hopes they can stop their loved ones from participating in this dangerous stunt. Our message is clear to everyone who is considering subway surfing. Don't do it, Kemper said. And that's the quote right there. And at the press briefing, it's not only illegal, it's illegal, can be arrested if caught, but people are literally dying while doing it. The subway system is an unforgiving place, and one slip, one misjudgment, or one false move, while that is usually followed with life-altering or life-ending outcomes. There are no do-overs. New York City Eric Adams called on social media companies to ban videos of the dangerous trend after a 14-year-old boy died and another um, was critically injured while subway surfing in Brooklyn late June. Social media must be socially responsible. Subway surfing kills. We need everyone to be part of ending this dangerous threat. Adams tweeted on X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. Oh my gosh. Hello there, Cypress TV. You get it, Tom? I just don't know why people want to do these crazy stunts here nowadays. Like, like subway surfing? Oh my god. I just don't. That's just dangerous. Like life threatening stunts right there, folks. Like, I just don't get it why they just want to do this crud. And we're gonna take a commercial break and come back. I'm doing my three topics for today. And don't forget, top of the hour, Jason Kenny will be coming on board for the great interview that we filmed last night. So we'll be right back after this.
Harry is a scratcher who keeps getting scratched. Harry, you need the clear solution to a healthier scalp. Maximum Strength Scalpicin with vitamin E. Not a shampoo. Scalpicin works fast to stop unhealthy scratching that can cause scalp damage with the itch medicine dermatologists recommend. Ah, the all-day confidence of a healthy, itch-free scalp. Maximum Strength Scalpicin, the clear solution to a healthier scalp.
Sore throat pain. It's hard to work, hard to think. Now, end your sore throat emergency fast with extra-strength Cepacol lozenges. Unlike ordinary drops, Cepacol numbs sore throat pain fast with its Menthocane action. Menthocane, 2 anesthetics to help you feel better fast. So effective, it's the #1 brand in hospitals.
The pain is gone.
Cepacol lozenges and maximum strength spray for relief on contact. Cepacol ends your sore throat emergency.
Sore throat pain. It's hard to work, hard to think. No time for ordinary drops. End your sore throat emergency fast with the strongest Cepacol lozenges ever. Cepacol numbs sore throat pain fast with Menthocane action. Menthocane, 2 anesthetics for fast relief. So effective, it's #1 in hospitals.
The pain is gone.
And try new Cepacol dual action spray. Numbs pain on contact, coats your throat for comfort. Cepacol ends your sore throat emergency. Sore throat pain. It's hard to work, hard to think. No time for ordinary drops. End your sore throat emergency fast with the strongest Cepacol lozenges ever. Cepacol numbs sore throat pain fast with Menthocane action. Menthocane, 2 anesthetics for fast relief. So effective, it's #1 in hospitals.
The pain is gone.
And try new Cepacol dual action spray. Numbs pain on contact, coats your throat for comfort. Cepacol ends your sore throat emergency.
We are back. I do apologize if that commercials there were repetitive. I'm not quite sure why. I, I'm not sure, but anyway, yeah, I was just like, I don't know why. So I do apologize for that, folks. But don't worry, we'll have a better commercial blog later on. But anyway, so welcome back to the program. We're going to be going over 3 topics of interest, and of course, the what day is today later on. First things first, I do want to talk about 2,000 Hangouts. Now, for those who are wondering, how come there hasn't been an episode since June, this past June? Well, I just been enjoying my summer and focusing on other things, and I'm happy to report that September 1st, 2023, we are bringing it back to the Denver Thousand Network. Of course, it'll be live Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And the reason why that I want to bring it back because the show's not going anywhere, and I just think it'll be a good time to bring it back in the fall. And I'm gonna try to make it more of a podcast format. There's gonna be interviews, of course, every week as usual, because I'm gonna make it more of an interview show. Because I do have some good ideas for people that can do an interview with me, and it's gonna be a fun time doing this program. Coming this fall, I am ready for it and as for only how many weeks? About 2 weeks from tomorrow will be the air for 2,000 Hangouts. And if anybody has any suggestions for my theme songs, I'm looking for a new theme song. Those have any suggestions, feel free to let me know in private message, and I'll see what I can work around with that. I know Carl Johnson is working on a somewhat intro for us, so shouts to him. I hope he'll have it ready by September 1st. So I'm looking forward to that. So stay tuned for that, folks. Let's go over the MLB standings here while we have the time. Okay. All right. All right, so for the AL East, Baltimore Orioles unbelievable what they've been doing this season, right? 74-47, a winning percentage of 612. It's unreal of what they've been doing this season after years and years of being dead last in the AL East. Haven't made the playoffs in 10 years. 2014, I believe, was the last time they were in the playoffs. It's just unbelievable what they've been able to do this season. Big props to them. And of course, home record 36-23, away 38-24 in the last 10 games, 5-5. So that's a 500 for the last 10. They lost 2 straight to the Padres last night. The Rays 73-50, winning percentage of .593, 2 games back of the Baltimore Orioles. Home 40-22, away 33-28. Last 10 games, pretty good record, 6-4. The Blue Jays, who are going after that wild card hunt, 67-55, a winning percentage of .549, 7.5 games back in the AL East. 32 home 32-27, away 35-28, and for the last 10 games 5-5. For the Yankees, 60-61, winning percentage of 4.496. Yeah. For Yankee fans, I mean, all I can say is that, it's crazy because the last time the Yankees were under 500 this season, Derek Jeter was called out for the minors for good. This is according to ESPN stats and info. 9 active Yankees weren't born yet. Manager Aaron Boone was a chip in Double-A. That was September 5th, 1995. That is just crazy. Let me see here. The AL Central, the Twins, 63-59, a winning percentage of .516. Home 34-25, away 29-34. For the last 10 games, 5-5. For the Guardians, 58-63, a winning percentage of .479. 4.5 games back. Home 31-28, away 27-35. And for the last 10 games, 4-6. So, for the Detroit Tigers, 54-66, a winning percentage of 4.450. 8.0 games back. Home 26-33, away 28-33. And for the last 10 games, 5-5. For the White Sox, 48-73, a winning percentage of only .397. 14.5 games back. 25-33 for home, and for away 23-40, and 5.55 in the last 10 games. Kansas City Royals, 39-83, winning percentage of only .320, 24 games back. Home 23-39, away 60-44, and for the last 10 games, 3-7. For the AL West, we have the Rangers. This is other than the Athletics, it's a pretty interesting division. For the Rangers, 72-49, win percentage of .595, with home 42-21 and away 38-28. For the last 10 games, they are 7-3. For the Houston Astros, they are 70-52, winning percentage of .574. 2.5 games back. For home, 33-26. Away, 37-26. And for the last 10 games, they are 7-3. For the Seattle Mariners, 65-55, also chasing for that wild card spot. .542, 6.5 games back. Home 34-28. Home away 31-27, and for the last 10 games 7-3. For the Angels, 60-62, a winning percentage of .492, 12.5 games back, 31-28 at home, and 29-34 away. That's 10 games, they are 4-6. For the Oakland Athletics, 34-87, winning percentage of only 81, 38.0 games back. Home 18-41, away 16-46. Last 10 games 3-7. That's just crazy. For the National League, you have the Atlanta Braves, who are 78-42, winning percentage of .650, 12.5 games back. Oh, excuse me, that's for the Phillies, my bad. For home, 40-20. Away, 38-22. For the last 10 games, they are 8-2. For the Philadelphia Phillies, they are 66-55, a winning percentage of .545, 12.5 games back. Home 34-24. Away 32-31. For the last 10 games, 6-4. They can play good baseball. For Miami Marlins, 63-59, 60.0 games back. Home 37-27, away 26-32, and last 10 games 5-5. For the New York Mets, they are 55-56, a winning percentage of .455, 23.5 games back. For home 31-28, away 24-38, and for the last 10 games they are 5-5. For the Washington Nationals, they are 54-67, winning percentage of .446, 24.5 games back. Home 26-35, and away 28-32. And for the last 10 games, they are 6-4. And for the NL Central, you have the Milwaukee Brewers, who are in first place, 65-56, a winning percentage of .537. Home 33-27, away 32-29. For the last 10 games, they are 64. For the Cubs, 62-58, winning percentage of .517, 2.5 games back. Home 33-29, away 29-29. For the last 10 games, they are 64. For the Cincinnati Reds, they are 63-59, with a percentage of .516, 2.5 games back. Home 30-32, and away 33-27. And for the last 10 games, they are 4-6. For the St. Louis Cardinals, they are 54-67, with a percentage of .446, 11.0 games back. Home 27-34, away 27-33. For the last 10 games, they are 64. That's for the Cardinals. That's for the Cardinals, and for the Pirates, 54-67, with a percentage of .446, 11.0 games back. Home 27-32, And away 25-35 is 4.6 games. We're not 10 games, 46. And don't forget the Dial Crew podcast is today at 3 p.m. Eastern Time here at Podcast Network. No more about baseball, and we'll get to NL West right after this.
We will return to the CBS special movie presentation of Alice in Wonderland.
Hello, Mother. Hello, Father. Greetings from camp. Hiawatha. Swimming school here. But this place is not like home. I miss your nice fresh pillowcases.
You miss Downy, it's so pleasing. April freshness, that's one reason. Downy softness, that's another. Downy freshness makes a difference, love your mother.
Now there's a new Downy. Best Downy yet, April fresher than ever. With a no-mess cap the others don't have. Pours easier, measures easier. And what's left goes back in. No messy bottles. New cap, more April freshness. Best Downy yet.
It's Bosley's Law. She who buys bargain trash bags can be penny wise, but trash foolish. Glad trash bags are made with 3 plies of Stress Flex that lets the bag stretch without breaking. Why take chances? Get Glad.
Is he gonna eat Jif too?
Sure. It's gotta be Jif for my guys. Or girls.
The difference is just being none of your taste. But Sassy means the world to me.
I'll teach him to make the Jif all gone.
The bloody one for your special one with a taste for peanutty.
I remember choosing the peanut butter for his first taste. I tried all the big brands, and Jif had more fresh roasted peanut taste.
Peanutty difference in Jif.
Do I have to share if he's a girl?
In a distant land, Santa's elves are especially busy making you something special. A stuffed reindeer ornament just like the reindeer in the new motion picture Santa Claus the Movie.
Good likeness.
And it's free when you buy a $5 book of McDonald's gift certificates. So put plenty of both on your Christmas list. McDonald's gift certificates and free reindeer ornaments. Seeing is believing.
Silent. Wednesday on Charlie and Company, will Christmas Eve become a silent night if the kids leave home?
Hold on there, Junior Grinch.
Thursday, a ghost from the past.
The boy from Atlantis. The kid is real.
Unearths a murder case that might end Magnum's future. And when $1 million deal turns deadly, Rick trades places with AJ in a scheme only a mother could love.
Did you know your eyes change color when you're about to do something stupid?
Simon and Simon. Then Gary gets closer to the truth about Empire Valley.
You've been in on this from the beginning.
And the truth is murder.
How do you want me to do it? Quietly.
Knots Landing, Thursday.
All right, welcome back to DMS 3000 News Live. We are going to get back into the MLB standings here right now, going over the NL West, and it's going to be quick, easy as spot. For the NL West, you got the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are 73-46, winning percentage of .613, home 40-20, away 33-26 for the last 10 games, 10-0. That's just what they do, folks. They just run all the time, and where postseason is tricky for them. For the San Francisco Giants, they are second place, 64-57, winning percentage of .529, 10.0 games back, home 35-28, away 29-29, and the last 10 games they are 3-7. For the Arizona Diamondbacks, they are somehow 500 ball club, 61-60, winning percentage of .504, 13.0 games back, home 30-31, and away 31-29, and for the last 10 games they are 46. For the San Diego Padres, they are fourth place, 58-63, a winning percentage of .479, with 60 games back, home 32-29, away 26-34, and for the last 10 games, 37. And for the Colorado Rockies, they are last place, 46-75, a winning percentage of .380, 28.0 games back, home 36-32, away 20-43, and for the last 10 games they are 2-8. So with that, folks, that is the MLB standings, and we do have some news with baseball yesterday. But according to the Rays, and also the Cubs as well. So, Sam McClanahan to undergo Tommy John surgery, expect to miss 2024. Man, I don't know. The Rays, I don't know what's been going on with them getting injured with their starting rotation. And Miguel Cabrera got home run 5-9. And Marcus Stroman has a right cartilage fracture. Currently, no timeline on the return. Oof, that's gonna be tough for him coming in the off season as a free agent. So no sure he can come back. It's gonna be very tricky for him. Alright, for the last topic, before we get into what day is today, something about Nintendo. Now, I saw this on this website, Express.co. They're talking about a Nintendo Switch 2 release date. There's good news and bad news for gaming fans. Coming down to launch of the Nintendo Switch 2, the next Nintendo console is heavily tipped to launch in the second half of next year. The rumors of the 2024 release date are backed up by reports that Switch 2 development kits are now in the hands of all major studios. Unfortunately, however, the good news ends there. Especially if recent pricing leaks are anything to go by. Indeed, according to a new report by designer Sippo, the Switch 2 will be Nintendo's most expensive console to date. Really? Well, the console is reported to cost at $399 at launch, which is $100 more than the price of the original Switch when it was released back in 2017. If the rumors are true, then it's likely that the UK customers will have to pay around 370 yen for the Switch 2. That is around the same price as the PS5 digital edition. In more bad news, the report suggests the Nintendo Switch 2 will have an LCD display instead of a superior OLED screen. The decision to use an LCD screen is seen as a cost-cutting measure for Nintendo. The rumors of a Nintendo Switch follows up have been going around, gaining ground in recent months as more and more news come to light. A report by Chinese site MoneyDG claimed that a company called Hudson is manufacturing metal cases for Nintendo Switch this year. The reports have been backed up by Microsoft court documents, which speculate that the Nintendo Switch 2 will have a 2024 release date. In terms of the Nintendo Switch 2 games, the lack of footage suggests that Metroid Prime 4 could be one of the Nintendo Switch 2 games at launch. A new 3D Mario game will also make sense for the Nintendo Switch 2. So, For video games fans out there like me who are looking forward to the Nintendo Switch 2, you might want to save it for your Christmas list to 2024 because this could be pretty crazy expensive. And you might be better off up to see if maybe a relative or friend can get it for you for a Christmas gift or a birthday gift, whatever your birthday is there on that year. So, just a suggestion. Let's go to what day is today. What day is today? Okay, I'm gonna go in order. Is Tess Famica's birthday, Robert De Niro's birthday, Matt West's birthday, Kara Davis's birthday, Connor Lucas's birthday, Choe's birthday, and so siblings in Brigman or incorporate into the modern nation. National Workers' Comp Adjuster Day, National Crip Stop Day, National Nonprofit Day. Now, for those who are wondering what I was talking about as well, this is a special day for me personally. National Massachusetts Day, but we'll get to that later on. It's National Maryland Day, or Morning Day, National I Love My Feet Day, National Apple Day, Indonesia Independence Day, Gabon Independence Day, Baby Boomers Recognition Day, and National Black Cat Appreciation Day. So we're going to pick at least 3 of these. And we are going to start with let's do National Thrift Stop Day. Okay. Celebrate on August 17th is all about supporting local thrift shops and raising awareness for charitable organizations. Thrift shops aim to help those most vulnerable in communities that give back to the needy, known by merit of other names. Thrift shops are also referred to as consignment stores, secondhand stores, resale shops, and hospice shops. Volunteers want to help out usually work at the shops, often sorting through donated items people drop off. These used pieces are then sold to public, providing these in the need and service at an affordable price. Before thrift shopping became a common, people usually like to repurpose their clothes during the 18th century. Many new ways of using old items were created. If someone's clothing became worn, they were given to a younger sibling as a hand-me-down and made into clothes for them. Even after the siblings tired of this, the material would be recycled as furniture stuffing. People also often sold their items they needed the money, but the thrift shop concept has not yet been created. By the late 19th century, the United States experienced a massive cultural shift. The Industrial Revolution increased the production of clothes and goods, while the pursuit of the American dream led to heightening immigration. Many moved to urban areas, causing the process of buying new clothes and disposing of old ones to chicken. Pawn shops and scrap yards arose to provide for this need, but there are unfavorable opinions surrounding clothes that were once owned by a stranger as indicted a lower social status. Christian missionaries needed funding of their outreach programs and religious affiliation groups, such as the Salvation Army and Goodwill, changing the narrative. 1997, the Salvation's Army launched the Salvage Branch. Residents will go around neighborhood, asking for clothes in return, and receive food and lodging. Then in Boston, 1902, a Methodist minister created Goodwill that hired poor and disabled people to collect goods and make necessary repairs to them. These shops provide Americans with a place to find clothes, as maintaining Christian value with social service activities. Thrift shops reflected the department stores of the time in the 1920s. Centennial presence began to change as the thrift shops stopped being known as trunk stops. By 1935, there were nearly 100 Goodwill stores nationwide, and they are useful during hard times the nation faced. The Great Depression and World War II made thrift shops more viable and more affordable opposite to full-price stores. People warmed up the idea of thrift shops as a way to find vintage items and niche goods, and ever since, the thrift shop has steadily shaped its negative image. Now let's talk about my state of Massachusetts, shall we? National Massachusetts on August 17th, and recognizes the second of 13 original New England colonies and the sixth state to join the Union. The state divides its name from the indigenous people who populated the area when the explorers and their pilgrims first arrived. Massachusetts is particularly special state in American history books because it's where the Mayflower landed. And the fight for the independence from Great Britain was most hard fought in the years following to the Union. Today we celebrate the explanation of the with the inclusion of Massachusetts. The Mayflower and the first Pilgrims of America say excuse me, Plymouth, Massachusetts in 1960. Sorry if there's some of the words here I can't read correctly. And after much strife in conflict with the local tribes people, the Massachusetts Day Colony was founded 10 years later. Over the course of the state's history, There have been several moments when it played a key role in making America what we know today. Without Massachusetts and its and telco LTE support, the very idea of taxing uh, without represented may have remained an idea. Also known as the Cradle of Liberty, Massachusetts was the venue of Sons of Liberty's establishment and the Boston Tea Party, both Catholic influence in the build-up to the American Revolution. In 1775, the war for America's freedom and independence from the British Empire and King George III began in Lexington and Concord, both towns in Massachusetts. Citizens of Massachusetts were staunch patriots and advocated for freedom from the tyranny of colonial rule, but the state is known for much more than the patriotic voice. Let me just restart my computer here because I'm gonna use it for a second later. After the American Civil War in 1865, Massachusetts lost lots of its production capacity and fell from grace, so to speak. The advent of the First and Second World Wars saw the return to some level of productivity. But while in the late 70s, Massachusetts was plagued by denaturalization and high unemployment rates in the 80s. What is now known as the Massachusetts Miracle took place. Harvard University and MIT made major developments. They led a surge in technology-focused companies opening shop in the state, boosting the local economy and restating Massachusetts as a pillar of American economy. Now I'm going to read one more article. Let's do National Black Cat Appreciation Day. I may not be able to get through all of this, it's all clear. On National Black Cat Day Appreciation Day, August 17th, black cats could be used this spent doctor. They are so neat and set to the with their all-knowing yellow and green eyes. Black cats seldom get positive press, even though they are just as adorable as other cats. Let's look at facts about this national day that honors beautiful sea cats and reason why it was created in the first place. Have you ever feared a black cat crossing your path? This is from support station citizens, where people thought that this meant bad luck. For many cultures and historical settings, black cats were actually meant for positive things. So try and dispel these myths about black cats as the Black Cat Appreciation Day was created to be celebrated August 17th every year. Today, pop culture loves black cats. The sarcastic Dorothy Banks and Hocus Pocus and some, and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And we can't forget a classic cartoon, Big Cat Luna and Sailor Moon. Black cats are seen loyal capacity, and this is why we they were seen for a lot of cultures history in history too. So who knows to blame for this negativity Black cats spend so persistent? But mostly because during the Middle Ages, people maybe the Catholic Church always saw witches as shifting black cats, and the damage was done. From then on, black cats were seen as evil entities for years and years to come. But not everyone sees black cats this way. In fact, black cats are actually welcomed by a lot of people. For some, a visit from a black cat means good luck, and for the others, it meant prosperity or romance. And in some cultures, black cats are even worse. Basically, there's no need to fear them. On this day, we celebrate our country friends, no matter what color their coat is. I'm going to take a commercial break, and I'll be right back after this in 3 minutes.
We will return to the CBS special movie presentation of Alice in Wonderland.
Before you slide into that satin, before you slip into that silk, before you put on anything at all, caress. Before you dress, Caress isn't a soap. It's the body bar with bath oil. Caress can't dry your skin the way soap can. Gives you the soft you just can't get from soap. After all, shouldn't your skin be softer than anything that goes next to it? Before you dress, Caress.
If you've got a good trade, chances are you've already got a good job. If you haven't, better get one. Auto mechanic. Now there's a good trade. At Apex Tech, we've got a 6-month training program for auto mechanics. It's thorough because we work you hard. With a professional mechanic working alongside you, you tear down an engine and put it back together again, and do the same with the transmission. Carburetors, fuel injection, computer command control, electrical chassis, alignment, brakes, steering. It's all in your training program. When you complete your training, and we recommend you for a job, you've got your own set of professional tools. Give us a call. Say when you can come in to look over the shops and see what financial assistance toward your training you're entitled to from the government. Now, I can't phone you. You have to take the first step. Call 645-3300. Our switchboard is open now. 645-3300.
Ah, the Nature Valley Granola Bar. Such simple sweetness. Such enjoyable crunch. Once you come to know this wonderfully wholesome taste, you realize a Nature Valley Granola Bar could be the candy bar nature intended.
Oh, you're looking at a broken peanut. All I ever wanted was to get into a Fifth Avenue candy bar so I can be irresistible. But they don't want peanuts. They want peanut butter. Crunchy layer after layer of peanut butter smothered in Hershey's pure milk chocolate. Oh, it'll be a grind, but I'm going to do it. After all, it's Hershey. It's Fifth Avenue. It's everything it's cracked up to be. And if they won't have me, I'm going to throw myself to the elephants.
Alright, we're back. I had to end the commercial a bit early because they have an interview to do. So here is the interview with me and Jason DeCanio. Enjoy, folks. Alright, we are here with Mr. DeCanio. How are you doing here?
Oh, fantastic, David. Thanks again for having me on the program.
Yes, now you might be wondering, why am I interviewing Jason DeCanio here? Well, that's because I decided to do something a little bit different here because we came up with this idea a little while back, and the only way we're to do this is taped, and with the Thursdays, the Thursday, with nobody available. That's why I'm doing this show, to fun for Brendan Martin, and to do this segment, we're doing it this way. So. Jason DeCanio, why you want to do this interview here today?
Well, it's getting to that point where it's time to start promoting the my YouTube channels because we're getting ready for the fall schedule soon on the David 3000 Network, but also to promote my stuff as well. That way, any new subscribers who are still on the David 3000 Network who haven't subscribed to my channels can now have a chance to actually come and look at the material, during the fall time and still follow us. I mean, we've got a tremendous following from the David 3000 Network subscribers to come over to my channel and look at the Legacy of New York programs and hopefully get to look at the Retro Toys and Games, because I know that's where the heart and soul of this channel really is going to be, as far as even the Legacy stuff. Hopefully we'll at least 30 more subscribers for Retro Toys and Games. Smooth Jazz, not so much, I know, because a lot of people follow a different type of music, but you never know. I mean, it could happen that way.
Sure.
See, it had a tremendous first season on it, so I'm looking forward to season 2 to try to get some different talent. I'm reaching out to the what I'm doing this year for the Legends of Smooth Jazz. I'm actually going to reach out to the Smooth Jazz artists themselves and see if they want to come on the program and do an interview for those Saturday.
Yeah.
Not a live interview, but maybe something to their schedule, and then I can put it up as an episode like we're doing today.
Yeah, it's better to do these interviews taped nowadays because there's always technical difficulties somewhere or the other. So, with the difficulties, we can just fix it by doing this.
What happened?
I hit the pause button. So if there's any difficulties, I just hit the pause and. Yep.
There you go. Well, you see now, you just pause it. Like
Yep. It's a new feature here on StreamYard, so I like it.
It was still bugs out, I think, on it, but oh, by the way, we have to I was meaning to tell you we have to delete some recordings because our package is getting full, so we have to downsize. I took my promos out because they're only good for like a day or so, and if you leave them up there longer than 2 weeks, they're old promos, so then they're not going to be reused.
Yeah. So tell everybody on how you got started here on Korean Discovery Thousand Network.
You and me decided. You had me on the program on episode 52 of Children 3000. And I don't remember if we met again on another episode in the hundreds or 70. I don't know, but I remember
it was in October there that year.
Oh, okay. But I remember the episode 52 where we were talking about game shows and everything. And I think I promoted some of my my YouTube channels at that point towards the end of the program. And then I guess sometime last December, you and I decided to hook up and join forces to get your channel up over 1,000 subscribers, because you were hanging around about 954 around last December, which wasn't money. You still had about 46, but getting those 46 subscribers was like pulling teeth, man. And it just was so like you were just hanging there. And then all of a sudden, when we started, launching this channel, relaunching it for you, because it is a relaunch really, with some new material and some new shows. And I always say that I always got this guy out of the game show mode and put him into some different, podcasting shows and all that. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not going to take credit for it, but I always say that I got you over the hump.
I have done Let's Talk Football, back in the fall of last year, and other things. And my channel right now has 1,050 subscribers.
1,050. Oh, okay. Because I see 1.05 and I think 1,005. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. I'm way off. I'm 45 subscribers way off, folks. I'm so fantastic. So we're only about 50 away from 1,100. That's fantastic. Oh, we can keep going, man. We could, I say by this December, if we can get 2,000 subscribers, that'd be great.
I personally don't see that happen because it took me 4 years to get 1,000. So I don't see that happening anytime soon. But
the views will definitely make up for everything that we've not been able to get, because you still got over 300,000 views. I think you're close to 400,000 almost. Yep. If you look at the statistics, and I've been looking at the statistics too, folks, stats, and that's why we even need a research team to even go even deeper than what me and David could do on our own. So
Yeah.
we're working on that. But I figured I always wanted to team up with somebody who was trying to grow their channel. And I figured that David, was one of those guys who I think would be willing enough. But I had to convince him that I was, legit. He still had to interview me and grow me and get all my credentials and all of this stuff. And even with my channels, surely, okay, I'd like to get to 100 for each one of my channels, but the views is what I'm more concerned about right now, because like you, David, you had over 400,000 watch hours. So getting the 1,000 subscribers was the hard part. But you had over 400,000 watch hours because everybody was watching.
Yeah.
When you first started. So you already had half of that criteria ready to go.
Mm-hmm. So tell us on how you got into the social media world, 10 years ago or 15 years ago.
14. Let's see. This August 19th would mark 14 years in the podcasting business. Just like everybody who signed up for Facebook, I was on MySpace for the longest time in 2007. When I didn't get my first computer actually till 2000, really. So you're working with like Windows 95, 98, XP, all those.
XP is great.
XP was great for its time. I mean, but I had the computer with the big monitor and the keyboard with the speakers and a wired mouse. Everything was wired, and now we have wireless mouses.
Yeah.
I still like the wired keyboard though. I don't like a wireless keyboard. I think because of the fact that it keeps, if you don't have it in a specific spot on the desk, it'll freeze up while you're in the middle of typing. So I just went ahead and got a wired keyboard because I like it. It's not really going anywhere, but I just feel that, and I like a wired webcam too. I don't like wireless except for the mouse is the only thing that I like as far as the tools of a computer.
Yeah.
But getting back to what we were talking about, I was on MySpace for the longest time, and then when MySpace died and Facebook came on, of course, I jumped on the bandwagon in 2008. But I didn't really start my my first radio show till 2009. So, that's it's almost 14 years to the date. Yeah.
And tell us what that show was back in 2009.
It was named after me. It was the Jason DeCanio Show. It played everything. It played smooth jazz, 70s, 80s, 90s, pop rock. It had commentaries. It had news of the weird. It had everything that you would want from a radio station. And we were streaming off of Ustream at one time, where it was free. Ustream was a very popular program where people could come on, follow your channel. And, and I had over 25 followers in the beginning, and a lot of people were coming on to listen. And I mean, everybody says, man, you got the voice for radio. You got it. I'm like, thanks. I appreciate it. And it wasn't until my neighbor who was living here at the time gave us some money for podcasting equipment, because me and my friend were going to try to upgrade the whole system with Technical Pro. Technical Pro was a great system back in the day. But it had a lot of issues with humming and the sound, and as the box got older, it got worse because it was winding down to nothing. Like a car, it needs to be changed. You have to continuously change your mixer out and everything else. Keep upgrading. But she gave us. She says, "How much do you need?" I said, "Well, we're about $80." And she says, "Here, 90, huh?" Dude, she gave us like almost $100 additionally. So we were able to buy the equipment, set the studio up, and I have pictures of that first setup. I have some pictures from that first time that we were actually setting up the studio back in 2011. Actually, we redid the studio to where we had 2 working monitors. There was like a lot of historical things going on at that moment. 2011 was also the time when I first got this computer that I have now. That's been 12 years old.
12 years old.
12 years old. And I just talked to my buddy who built the computer for me yesterday. He says, every time we talk about the computer, and it's like I said, well, you built it. He says, I built it to be like the longevity monster that it is. It'll never die.
Mhm.
It's to keep being upgraded some way or another. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, what made you decide to cancel the Jason Kane show back wherever that year it was?
Well, after 7 seasons and 453 episodes, of which none of them were ever saved in any terabyte folder, or they're completely gone. The whole show is gone, unfortunately, due to a troll who decided to destroy my image and my credibility as a person. I had to fold up. And of course, if people asked him, that troll, if he is partly responsible for it, he said, yes, I destroyed this guy's channel. I'm damn proud of it, and there's nothing that son of a gun can do. And I'm like, well, hey, don't worry. Karma will come back to bite you in the butt. And sure enough, we got him when we did. But I moved on, and after that 453rd episode, I said goodbye to everybody on that. But I said I wasn't leaving as far as, I just was
Content.
Yeah, well, the content of the show, I took a lot of elements from that first show into the other shows that I've done. And I even resurrected the Jason Canyon show for a little while. But, trying to resurrect a show from back then is very hard. And I'll say this because you try to make it better to today's times and you realize it's hard. You can't,
especially try to get the audience back and see.
Because sometimes the audiences come and go. Times have changed over the course of the decade. Here we are in a new decade in the 20s. We were in the 10s and the O's and the 10s. And of course things have changed over just 10 years. We've evolved a lot.
Technology has changed dramatically for the past 10 years. I remember 10 years ago when flip phones were still a thing.
Oh yeah.
Like back in 2012, flip phones were a thing before iPhones came around from Apple. And for the past 10 years, technology has changed dramatically. And now we're getting AIs, and just to show you that, it's a tougher time in our lifetime circle.
Well, and then of course we didn't have TikTok back in the days. We didn't have.
Don't get me started.
I know, but I'm just saying we didn't have to worry about all these short. Now TikTok has come on board and kind of like competed itself with Facebook Live and and with YouTube and made another kind of like another way for people to create short videos. And now TikTok's trying to expand. I don't use TikTok. I don't like it. I'm not going to support some Chinese Communist Party. I don't believe in that. I mean,
I'm still here.
Okay, your camera froze there for a minute.
No, I'm still here.
Okay, but yeah, I don't support it, and I will never use TikTok. Now, for those who use TikTok, hey, great, more power to you. You have your followers, that's great. Whatever you decide, I mean, that's you, but not me. I got by without TikTok, and I can get by without it now. I don't. It's not affecting me in any which way. It's not affecting our channel either. Even though we have people that use TikTok to they swear by it. I mean, there's people who swear. I'm like, hey man, swear by it all you want. You're not going to convince me to change to go to it. I used it a little bit one time for 15 seconds. It's all right. I don't see anything different from it. I like Facebook Live, but the problem with Facebook Live sometimes is unless you don't have a great internet connection, it tends to kind of like skip a little bit. So in an area with unless you got a great hotspot area, your Wi-Fi might be able to back you up, but sometimes that 4G, it's just brutal. Sometimes trying to film outside is even more difficult too.
Oh yeah.
You got the elements, and then sometimes it could just be you could be in a bad signal, blocked with a tree or something, and you wouldn't be able to record. But like I said before, we've come a long way. We've come to a point in this time now where technology just keeps getting better, or if we choose to use it, could help us. It depends on what's going to benefit everybody. I don't see artificial intelligence. I don't see a need for it. People want to use it, great.
Mm-hmm.
I would think it would be, I mean, I liked my voice. I don't know. It'd be nice if we could use artificial intelligence to just use our voices to animate a character and talk that way. You know what I mean? Because if you've got a voice, all you would need is like an animated character to speak, and your voice is the character, you know?
Yeah.
Can't they do something like that? Why does it have to be a monotone kind of thing, you know? Where half the time the artificial intelligence can't even pronounce a word sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, if you noticed that back in the days when they tried the artificial intelligence, it didn't pronounce certain words, or if you had an accent and it didn't when you spoke, like speak and type, you know, or you know, but when you speak into the microphone and your computer can type it, and then you can go back and then click it, and then it'll say what you typed. Sometimes the artificial intelligence doesn't have an accent, so really you're getting a monotone sentence.
Yeah,
it's got no life. It's got no. Whereas I'm talking or you're talking, and we can emphasize feeling in our voices, you know, and that's what I think is still going to be the important thing about a human voice compared to an artificial intelligence voice. So yeah, I mean, you may not have asked me about that, but here, that's my opinion on it.
Yeah. How did you, without any, you know, drama, without going into like any drama behind the scenes stuff with, you know what, how did you, you know, discover us here on YouTube?
I discovered you guys via Eric Lima and the game show community, because like I said, I've been such a big fan of game shows since I was a kid. And I'm talking like a baby. You know, I'm 45 years old, going to be 46 in October. I was kind of blessed to be a part of that late 70s generation, just like Eric Lima and a few others who are older than us who can go back even farther. I think, like I said, if you were born in the 70s, from 70 to 79, you were right there in the pinnacle of the high point of game shows, you know, the mountain peak. And I was right there. So I'm truly blessed to be a part of a community that's acceptance. You guys are great because you accept all ages. I mean, our audience, I notice our target audience is 18 to 34, but you have a few exceptions of us, like, you know, me and Eric Lehman and some other people who are in their 40s. Jason Kelly's in his 40s as well, too. But we all can relate to game shows in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes I don't. If somebody asks me, do you remember watching Card Sharks when you were a kid? All I can remember about watching it as a kid was sitting there in front of the television. I don't remember exact matches unless I'd have to go back and look at the repeats and look at what and say, the only thing I remember, and this people could tease me on this one, or you can say he's a wussy. I cried on the very last episode of Card Sharks. When they went off the air on October 23rd, 1981, I was screaming my head off. My grandmother looked at me like, "What the heck are you?" I said, "They're going off the air. They're taking Card Sharks off the air." No, I was like 3.5 years. You know, to a kid of that age, that's a long time.
Yeah.
You know, when I thought it took me a long time to get to the age of 10. A decade for me when growing up was very slow.
Yeah.
To 10, like that first 10 years of my life, I thought I was never going to get to the age of 10. I never thought I was going to get to. And then once I went past 87, oh my God, the rest of my life went fast. The remaining decades just continued to just soar. Here we are already, and I'm already in the middle part of my 40s already. I'm in my mid 40s already, and it's so fast. But I'm telling you that I think if you ask every person what their first 10 years were like on this earth, they would say it was slow and hard and tedious and just not fair, but slow. I mean, slow growing. Because we all think that 10 years is a long time. Well, no, I'm sorry. 10 years is not a long time. A decade does not. To a kid, though, it is long. I can understand that. But once you get once you get past 15 and 16 and 18, forget it, man. You're going to see that the year just flies by. So,
yeah, especially like the past few years, for me.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, you have what now 4 years with this channel, and had it seem fast to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just like, where did it go? Where did the time go?
Yeah. And I made this back in 2019, and here we are, 1,000 subscribers. It took time to progress, but that's what it is. It's time management and all that stuff. So, so how did you came up with others? So, actually, let me first asking how did you came up with the Queens New Yorker and Legacy of New York, and which one was first?
Well, the Queens New Yorker was the first on the scene, actually.
Okay.
It started in 2015. Actually, started in the first run of it was actually in 2014. I had about a good 6 months with it, and I had it on YouTube for a little while, and it was going great. In fact, the episode with Ozone Park, my hometown, had over 1,000 views on YouTube. In fact, that first channel I had on YouTube with that had the Queens New Yorker on it, had over 1,000 subscribers. It had 1,072 subscribers on it.
Nice.
Okay? 1,000, and I think there was at the running time 123 episodes. Okay, with Ozone Park being the most popular episode, over 1,000 views on it, and everything else was between 100 and maybe 200. There was some low ones, but that Ozone Park one, no matter how many times I put it up and I relaunched it in different areas, it just took off because a lot of my friends who watched it are from Ozone Park and Richmond Hill. A lot of my classmates, a lot of my neighbors, that I grew up with around that area can relate to it. Richmond Hill, over by the airport. So once we got down to that area, the views just kept going up and up and up. But like all good things, the trolls had to come in and basically destroy another piece of that channel. And they kept striking it. Well, one guy kept striking it, but he kept copyright. He kept false copyright claims is what the problem was, the issue. And I fought tooth and nail, David, to try to appeal and keep the channel going. But every time I was trying to get on the track, he would just strike it again. He would strike it again till there was 3 strikes on there, and the threat of the channel being shut down. So before anything else, I made the executive decision and shut the channel down. And he, to this day, still says that I win again. Well, no, you don't win again, because you may have shut me down, but you can't shut down the human being who's continually going and moving forward, So in 2015, I relaunched the Queens New Yorker, but I found a different way of doing it. I went on Anchor and Spotify, and that's where all of the great things happened on Anchor and Spotify. And we've been on Anchor and Spotify now for a little over, I'd say only 3 years. But we were able to keep those back shows from 2015 and on, and we resurrected it. We may have the whole franchise started in 2015, but we may have done repeats and restarted over again in 2017 and in 2020 to relaunch them, and it worked out fantastic. Yep. But the whole franchise of the Queens New Yorker, the whole run, started in 2015, so that's why it is in its 9th season, going into its 9th season this September, and I'm very proud of this particular program, because we're going to be doing the 235th episode, and we're going back to the old neighborhoods. We're going to update everything. We're going back to the days when we started with the first episode. We're going to tell you what's going on in Astoria to the Rockaways, and that's going to be at least 40 to 50 episodes right there. So we'll take up half a season, and then I got a special series going on for the tail end of the Queens New Yorker next starting in January. So more about that as we come up to it. But yeah, David, I'm very proud of the responses I'm getting on Anchor and Spotify, and then to put the repeats on your channel where they are safe and can be looked at by our YouTube viewers once again is very gratifying and satisfying. Thank you for just allowing me to come back and put that on there. And that was another reason why I teamed up with the David 3000 Network, was not only to share my old episodes with the new audience, but to get everybody else to do the same thing. And I think finally it took 7 months, maybe 6-7 months to get everybody on the bandwagon. But this is how we were able to grow your channel by leaps and bounds, you know?
Yeah, indeed. And, for everybody who has contributed to this, network this past year, we could be more grateful. Thank you all for, joining us here this year as for the network, format. And, we have made a lot of progress for the past few months. And going to this fall is going to change dramatically as for the schedule wise. And we're going to be more thankful because, we needed more people, with this fall schedule coming up, we needed more people to help us with the schedule by putting, in those shots. So, we're more than ever, grateful for you guys to contribute to this fall schedule here coming up.
Most definitely. And I think a lot, it's get people to step out of their comfort zone a little bit. But in the meantime, while they still have their channel, they can come and take their older episodes and target a new audience on our channel and be able to say, hey, here's some great content from when I first started. I want to go ahead and put it on another channel. Well, this is the opportunity where you can put those back episodes on. And like I said before, with Eric Lima giving us all of his archive stuff from when he first started, that is a tremendous help to the David 3000 Network. He has really, and to host Bullseye as well. The guy is all over the place, and is any wonder why he won 2 years in a row as a contributor to several different things. That you guys nominated him, because this is the guy who, when you ask him to do it, he'll if he's got the time, he'll make the time. We're all busy, but this guy will just stop, pop, and drop, ready to go. So
it all depends on what it is, and once got the time, and
and I know we're all overworked and overbooked and everything, but there is 24 hours in a day, and I surely don't want anybody to lose sleep over something that
Plus, work is
I would say feel bad if you turn us down. It's nothing personal. It's just saying I can't do this at this time. Maybe next time, and there's always gonna be next time. So when you think about it, even me and you are overbooked with a lot of stuff, and we're trying to find time to balance out everything. And if something happens to where a show is not working out, we take it off the schedule.
Yeah, but just there with meditations, this.
Yeah, that was a test. It was a trial thing, and I did it for a few weeks, and I realized the views were just not there. If something happens and it gets less than 10 or 15 views, and it's been 2 weeks since that one episode, I just don't see it picking up in any interest in it. Because sometimes it's a half an hour.
I don't really care about the views. I just care what the people want, and also, what's good for the channel, because you're supposed to do what is fun for you, So, even if the views are not working out for you, you still need to continue on doing what you love to do, because anything can happen at any point in time. So, even if the show is not working out as good as for you, just keep trying, because one day you'll get back on track and all that good stuff. You just need to make some changes here and there. So
and then the Retro Toys and Games channel, it's going into its third season this September as well. And the idea for the concept is that sure, everybody's talking about Retro Toys and Games, they're showing it, and they're playing with it. If it's a game, they're streaming it. But what about the history of this actual toy of this game? Where is that? Where is the commentary on that? We're talking, oh, sure. Anybody can say, I bought this Max Headroom lookalike for $500 on eBay, and I'm a happy camper, and I'm showing it off, and I'm unboxing it. And that's all you see. But are you talking about the history of Max Headroom? No. I'd like some additional information maybe you would like to share with us about Max Headroom that I didn't know about. So that's what I'm trying to emphasize on Retro Toys and Games is who designed these toys, who gets the credit for it, and who are we to thank for all of this? And that's where the Retro Toys and Games were. And I can tell you that right now, with 75 episodes, what do we got? 80. I'm not sure. We're close to almost 100, I think. But we've got over. Yeah, we're about 84. I gotta look actually. Excuse me. I want to give you the running statistics. Yeah. Actually, we have 37 subscribers right now on the Retro Toys and Games channel, and the last two shows we did were for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they got some fantastic views. They're hanging around 84. Well, the first episode, the part 1, got 90 views so far, and episode 2 or part 2 of that episode 62 had 84. So when we pick up this September, we'll be looking at episode 63. Now, what am I going to talk about? I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet what we're going to be looking at, but I can guarantee you, if you look at my logo, there are some new toys on that logo. I updated it. So we're going to be talking about the console wars, definitely Atari. We'll start it all where it started with the Atari games and pick it up from there. And as toys are concerned, we're going to be looking at stuffed panda bears and other great things like that. And if you got a toy or something that you would like to share that I haven't done yet, I would more than appreciate some feedback as far as, do this toy. Okay, we can do that. Something that I wouldn't have had yet on my mind because I had a lot of toys back then, but I still missed a lot of things that, I haven't covered yet in 62 episodes.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I just want to say, just to let you guys know about the network before I continue. This network is not going to be now. If you guys have any content to put on this channel, just so you know, it's going to fit with this because I may look back at your channel and it might not be a good fit. So that's it's not for everybody. It just depends on the content you're doing, and all that stuff. So just note that it's not for everybody, but as you're trying to grow, right, the fall schedule is good enough as it is for now because we don't want to overload the schedule as well. We want to save room for others and all that good stuff. So
yeah, you still got spots to if you still look at it, and even with the 2 remaining meetings we have in August, if you look at it, we still have spots that still need to be filled, especially on the weekends. And I brought up in the meeting yesterday, and I think everybody kind of lost interest in it. I don't know if they were just half asleep or whatnot. It looked like the meeting was kind of like like they were just like, why are we here? Looking at this whole thing. Yeah. But the important thing I want to stress is that if we don't tell you what's going on with our full schedule as far as the pending status, and you don't see it for yourself, you might not think, my show might not air or anything. And we're trying to get everybody on the bandwagon so that way, you can work with us for 7 months and have a steady stream of doing things. Keep yourself during the fall, and that way you can concentrate on different areas that you want to concentrate on. But like you said, it's not for everybody. we do have a restriction of content of like no nudity or anything of that sort, so or sexual kind of things or some of that sort. But we do welcome everything. We do scan everything, and we do look at your channel to see if the content is at least over the age of 18. For that, because there is some stuff in there that is toward the younger audience, but still, you got to make sure that it's covered by YouTube's policies and procedures as well, so we don't get in trouble.
So, how did you get into DoorDashing? When did you decide to go there for a job for DoorDashing?
Oh, for DoorDash? Well, I mean, just like the gig economy, Uber Eats. Uber was the first thing, and Uber Eats was the actual first food delivery before DoorDash came on the scene.
Yeah.
I was looking to supplement my income. I was still working with Universal up until 2021, and I cut my hours back from 5 days a week to 4. I was still making 32 hours over at Universal, and that was like around April.
Yeah.
I started DoorDash in May of 2021. I was making really good money and still making good money today. Not as good as 2 years ago because everybody's coming out of the pandemic. But I realized I can do DoorDash and only need 8 or 10 hours to get that extra money and have fun doing it and not overtire my body out. Because as I realize as I'm getting older, I'm getting weaker. And even though I can go to the gym and try to work out and try to strengthen my body and everything, I'm still tired at the end of the day. It's still, and then of course I lose my job at Universal in September, and all heck breaks loose. And now I realize I got to do a DoorDash full time, but I wouldn't trade this job for anything else. If I got deactivated tomorrow, I can still Uber Eats and do it and still probably make the same amount of money. So it's a kind of backup. But the gig economy is here because as we get older, we realize we don't want to go out as much. Factors where people are still working from home, remote work is still there, and it's a whole life change. It's a lifestyle change. And I think as we go forward into the next, 7 years to finish out the decade, we're going to see a change that's really going to be the future of this country.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, I just hope DoorDash continues to stay around, people support it and utilize it,
Oh, yes. And by the way, speaking of food, next time you take pictures, at restaurants, make sure my advice, take the picture of the food, not just yourself. Take the pictures of the food because that's what I do.
Oh. Let me put it to you this way: the only reason why I'm taking pictures of me at the restaurants is that's for my Instagram page. I'm taking it with different headshots.
But people post, but people mostly on Instagram take pictures of the food on Instagram. That's what I do.
You're right about that. Yeah, I'm. People say I don't get out as much, and that's not true because if you look at my Instagram account and the 373 posts. Have every one of those is at a different restaurant, maybe on a weekly basis, because I do have favorite restaurants. And so you see me with different shirts, you see me in different shapes. I've lost weight, I've gained weight, I got hair, I got no hair, I don't mind exposing myself because I've come to the point where it's like, look, if the guys who back in the day I was very private, and then when people were trying to expose me, but expose me the wrong way, that's when I started fighting back. And okay, so what? You want to see the real Jason DeCanio? Well, I've been real for as long as I've been alive on the earth. Okay, but here I am at this point. I even used to what they call on Facebook, check in everywhere. If I was at the gym, I would check in. If I was at a restaurant, I'd check in. Even if I was at, the doctor's getting a checkup, check in. Why not? Here's where Jason is.
Yeah.
Like I said, because those trolls. Oh, he was on the computer for 24 hours a day. No, I wasn't. If I'm at a doctor's appointment, how the hell am I on my computer? Well, you're on your phone. That don't count.
That doesn't count. No.
doesn't count. You're talking about me being in this room in the WJDC studios where it all started 14 years ago. You're accusing me of sitting in this chair for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and not getting up to even stretch my legs.
That's not true.
Why I did what I did. I had no problem exposing myself as far as where I was at any given moment. And people are like, man, you do get. I said, duh. Go tell that to the idiot troll who's just in another world right now, you know? But again, it just goes back to what I said before. You know, I have great supporters. I have fantastic haters. I have people who can't stand my guts because I tell the truth, my version of the truth, which is the truth. Oh, no, that's not right. Whatever you want to say, it doesn't matter because everybody thinks that I lie and I'm just making everything up. How is that? If I'm giving you from credible sources like Wikipedia and giving you sources from the New York Times and citing the authors and citing the articles, we have to do that in order to remain accountable and credible as well. Otherwise, we're going to get sued. You know? So why not just do it the right way instead of cutting corners? You know? Then you won't have to worry about the consequences.
One last question.
Sure. You're freezing out.
One last question. Will you ever get? Can you see me?
Yeah. You move a little bit, and your camera would move.
No.
Yeah. Are you here?
I'm here.
Okay. You've been here. Your camera was freezing up. Oh, okay. Well, while he is, rebooting his camera. Oh, okay.
No.
All right, cool.
One final question. Will you ever get back? If someone gave me an offer today to join a radio station, like an actual friend of yours or a former co-worker or whatever, will you accept it?
Good question. The answer would probably be yes, but I'd still be committed to my friends on the internet. Only I would take what we have to the radio station and make a separate room for myself and still have an office to work in and be part of that radio station and work for them. Yes, but I would still off to the side do all of my programs and still be committed to this David 3000 network and my YouTube channels and everything else, because that hasn't changed. But if someone offered me a job at a radio station where I could take everything on a national level, my goodness, that would be an opportunity you just can't pass up. But that wouldn't mean that I would not enchant all of my wonderful time with what I'm doing here, because this is a work in progress. This is, you commit to something, you stay committed to it. And even though opportunities come, you don't want to disappoint what you've worked hard for. But it's an understanding that if it ever came down to that would be great. What I would like to see is all of us get a building, rent a building, or have a building made to where each one of us has an office of and call it the David 3000 Network Studio Building. Where we have housing, we have our own studio. Each one of us has our own private quarters, so we don't ever have to leave that building, and know that when we're ready to do our program, we get up from our bed and we can pretty much come in and do our show and go back to sleep without a care in the world. And we get all the free parking we want. We get all the meals we want. They have catering systems coming. I'm going off the deep tangent, but I'll tell you what, I would kill to see us with a powerful enterprise like that. Why can't these radio stations have it to where their employees can live on the campus? Okay, let's take Fox News, for instance. All those people who do shows, Sean Hannity, Brian Kilmeade, all those guys that have shows regularly at the studios. Why is it that they have to make them commute from where they are to the studios. Let them live on the campus. They are there. They are committed to that channel. They're never going to leave unless something.
5 days a week.
5 days a week. Right. So why not accommodate them? Give them that space.
Yeah.
You're a $1 trillion industry. $1 billion maybe. I don't know. Why can't
Well,
you?
$1 more. So
Whatever the case, the fact that the television news stations are fully funded, they've got more money coming out of their butts than ever before. And I don't understand why they can't accommodate their hosts and their families and let them move into a building and build a building.
who knows? Who knows? Maybe they do. We just don't know exactly what they
Just
do.
don't know, and
behind the
it's
scenes.
probably so quiet in quarters. But I would love to see that for the David 3000 Network, and I'd be truly be on the ball as far as part of the family, and all of us would have that, and we could move in whoever we want and have our own place in the building, and it would be fully furnished, and we just have our studio in the back and ready to go, and it's all wired in to that main source, and whatever's on the channels and everything, we're ready to go. And yet we get to see each other. We still can come out and do things, but when we're going to work, we're there. We wake up and we can just jump right into our seat and start a show. Never have to worry about commuting. Never have to worry about traffic. All the stuff that those guys got to go through. They live like 2 hours away from the station, But that's, sure. If it was an opportunity, great. I don't have
Plus,
experience,
Plus, with the people who work at, those, news stations, they have to study a lot. They have to do a bunch of research. They have to watch a lot of stuff. And it's, they just got to do that,
If we built a building for our station, like if we were a 3000 Network and we're a YouTube channel, but we were a national station, we'd have a research library where everything from the back archives of history to today's whatever's coming in is still available to us, where we can go down and study, take notes, and make reports and do archive shows. And that would be my favorite part of it, because I go down there, considering I do a lot of historical programs, to get some more accurate information from other sources. So that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Build a YouTube library. That would be fantastic.
And for my editing space will be at the porch. If there's a porch out there, I'll just edit there, it'll be good. But unfortunately,
I say if we had a wish list of what kind of building we'd build, it'd probably be like one of them 15-story buildings in downtown Manhattan at the heart of New York City, right on West 47th and 53rd. Somewhere around there where we could get Chinese takeout every day of our lives, have sushi being sent up, and that's where the DoorDashers would really make the money, because we would tip them really good, I know, stop it off the deep end, but that's when you let the imagination go like that, David. The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit, and I tell you, when you've got a lot of control over what you're doing. And I think that's why when you run a YouTube channel, and you can ask anybody this, you're in control of what works best for you. That's why we're all kind of reluctant to kind of like team up with other people, because we don't like to take direction too much. I can understand that, but it's good for the soul to step out of your comfort zone and try and experience something else. I can't wait to see the new programs that these guys are coming out with. It'd be fun. In the meantime, I'm hoping that, everybody subscribes to everybody else's channels and we all connect. Whether it be on Facebook, on YouTube, Instagram, an Instagram account, I'm there as well too. I'll drop my links in for the show for you tomorrow if you want to promote them. Because this is a recorded interview, so you can.
Your show's will air on my network. They'll be back in the fall, just so we're clear.
Oh yeah, everything starts
back again.
Yeah, on the week of Labor Day week, just like with the David 3000 Network, my channels are coming back for their new seasons. I can't wait. Even the Legends of Smooth Jazz is going on season number 2. So I tell you, that'll be great. But like I said, I'll drop the links in the description. where if you need, well, you got them basically. Yep. So you can basically post them and promote them on the show tomorrow. And it's an honor and privilege to talk to you anytime, you know?
Oh, yeah. And before we go, when you start podcasting again in the fall, what is the schedule to air these shows that you're doing? Is there any changes, or what's the schedule?
Well, the Legacy of New York or the Legacy of Queens, because it goes on Anchor and Spotify, that's recorded on Sunday nights at around 9:30-ish. So the back episodes, what David's putting on the David 3000 Network, would be that equivalent of that time on that, but with the first season, what he's put up already. But there is 75 episodes right now for the 3 seasons of the Legacy of New York, which is already on YouTube. Yeah. But I haven't put up 75 episodes yet. I've only put up 64 right now. But like I said, my YouTube channel is doing fantastic, and David's putting up even the earlier episodes of the Legacy of New York on that same time slot when I do my recording. But you'll see older shows on David 3000 and newer stuff on Anchor and Spotify. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's
tell us the schedule for you to post new episodes, of the shows, starting September for you to put on Spotify.
Well, with Anchor and Spotify, the Legacy of New York shows, the newer shows go on Anchor and Spotify first. Then the older.
On what day? On what days?
Usually they're uploaded that Sunday night. So you can, within about an hour after I record the show, it's usually uploaded onto Anchor and Spotify, and it's sent out to every Facebook group page that's related to New York and my group pages as well, because it's not a YouTube thing. Yeah. It's actually, there's a link that'll take you to the Spotify channel. So
for both Legacy of New York and Queens New Yorker, that'll be Sunday nights for both of those 2 shows.
Right, but anything that's the Queens New Yorker and the Legacy of Queens. The Queens New Yorker is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the Legacy of Queens with the People and New York is on Sunday nights. And then those shows, after they're recorded, immediately go on Spotify. So if you have a Spotify account, whether it's premium or not, you can listen to that if you're a follower of the show over there. Then about a week or a couple of days later, depending on how far I've gotten into the archives on the YouTube channel, the Legacy in New York will get those posted. In fact, I'm going to post another show tonight. But that Penny Marshall post, boy, she's got 300 right now views, and that was up like 6 days ago.
Yeah.
So, but Retro Toys and Games gets posted on YouTube right as soon as it finishes. I finish recording it. It goes right onto YouTube. And that's Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yep. No, I'm sorry, not Tuesdays and Thursdays. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're going back to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule for Retro Toys and Games. And Legends Through Jazz is on Saturday nights. And so that gets put on the YouTube channel as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Quantum, that is. And Oh, I said, it'll be for when you add new episodes and when the old episodes that might not work. So, back and forth thing. So, that's going to be it here for this interview. And thanks for doing this, Jason.
Oh, David, it's a pleasure always. And thanks again for having the opportunity to host DMS 3000 News Live on Mondays and Tuesdays. You can see me right here on StreamYard and YouTube going into next week's program. We have some fantastic topics as always. And I'm just honored and privileged to be a part of a great team of the 3000 Network.
Oh, yes. And let's get back to the next thing. All right. Guess I'll just have to remove it that way. That's the interview right there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And now we are going to take a quick commercial break.
Hey, Lego my ego. Lego my ego, Jessica.
Light golden Eggo waffles taste so good, it's not always easy to get your hands on one. so sometimes you have to improvise.
Lego my Eggo, please.
Eggo waffles from Kellogg's.
Looking for whole wheat total?
Special K.
Hope you're hungry, because you'll need almost 3 boxes of Special K to equal the vitamin and mineral nutrition in just 1 box of total.
Maybe grape nuts.
You'll have to put away 4 boxes.
Okay. Shredded wheat.
12 boxes. Total, 1 bowl, 100%. No other cereal has more vitamin and mineral nutrition.
I think I'll have total, sweetheart. Total.
If it's whole wheat total, it's total nutrition.
California raisins from the California vineyards.
Don't you know I heard it through the grapevine?
Sounds great, doesn't it?
Mama keeps yellow dandelion. Mama keeps white, bright like the sunshine. Mama keeps blue, twinkling like a rise dew. Mama's got the magic of Clorox too.
Clorox 2 All-Fabric Bleach does more than brighten whites. It removes stains and amplifies bright colors, brings colors back to life.
Mama keeps me looking like I'm brand new. Mama's got the magic. Mama's got the magic of Clorox 2.
A favorite French restaurant of mine does a filet of fish au gratin that's pure heaven. A favorite Chinese restaurant serves a sweet and sour chicken that I could eat every night. And a favorite Italian restaurant does lasagna with veal tomato sauce and ricotta molto delicioso. They're all right here in my own home. My chef is Weight Watchers. I have a choice of 25 delicious Weight Watchers dishes. I eat at home as if I were out without needing a fat dress again.
Keebler presents the appealing taste of baked potato skins in a crunchy chip.
Potato skins got baked potato appeal because they're made with potatoes and skins that are real.
The Keebler elves make potato skin snack chips with real potatoes and skins.
Cheddar cheese and bacon, sour cream and chives, tasty baked potato.
And they finally got barbecue flavor too.
They're made with potatoes and skins that are real. Potato skins from Keebler, baked potato appeal.
Oh, excuse me. I had a cough right there. All right. I want to thank everybody for watching this episode of the DMS 3000 News Live. No editorial today. Unless I thought about something for one, but I just didn't come prepared for it in time. So, that will be until tomorrow with the new episode of DMS 3000 News Live with Brandon Morton. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. At the usual same time, 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern. Thanks to Tom and Jason for coming on here for the live chat. And also thanks to Jason for doing that interview. That saved me a lot of time to take a break because I don't know what I will be talking about in the second hour anyway. So, so thanks to Jason for this. It was actually my idea as for doing it on this episode because Jason has been wanting to do this as for an interview with him on this program, which was a backup from the this past whatever episode, last week's episode, whatever it was. So, so there you go on that. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I want to thank everybody for watching. It means well for those who have tuned in. And, yeah, so I will see you guys next time. And don't forget to 1,000 Hinos, September 1st, 2023, at the Dagger Crew podcast. We're coming back here at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, don't forget to check out Some in the Morning with Cole Johnson in just a minute. Thank you all for watching. See you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to the Game 1000 Network for great more content like this one.